Hello, my dear friends. This is Edith Neumeyer. And as many know, I am still in Germany. And the situation is looking kind of really strange over here. And I'm sure in the States as well. So in Germany, with this false corona hoax, and not saying that this coronavirus does not exist. We'll never say that. We don't have the information to say anything right now. But that it is not a pandemic, I think we all should know because of the statistics. And I'm not talking about this PCR test that they're using to diagnose corona cases. That is not even, wasn't even designed to diagnose cases with corona. It was simply a test used in laboratories to multiply a virus. That's all it is. It's not a diagnosing test that can be really used reliably to determine whether somebody is actually sick or, even, I don't even know, there's a high false rate on this test, and it's very hard to use it for anything, for any statistics. I like to go, how many are sick, how many are severely sick, how many are hospitalized, how many are dead. That's the thing we can go by, not whether somebody has a virus. That's not determining whether somebody gets sick. 80% of the people do not get sick when they have the virus. So we cannot use this to determine whether somebody is sick with a virus. Okay? But of course, nobody cares about that. We are all going by, well, I shouldn't say that, because I know hopefully lots of people that are watching my videos are awakened enough to know what the government is playing. Not only the government, I think it's, of course, the media, the mainstream media, and not even the mainstream media, unless you think that Facebook and YouTube is mainstream media. They are, preaching that it is dangerous for all of us, and that if somebody just has simply the virus, they are dead, sickly dead. Well, they're dead, or they are at least getting horribly sick. I just know from at home that where I live, we have the state prisons there. And most of the state prisons are located in that area where I live. And they had, I think, 250 cases so far that were testing positive. Okay, of course, we're saying these are cases. Yeah, they're positive, testing positive to the test, and that's about all you can say about it. But it would be interesting to see how many actually get sick, how many actually get severely sick, how many are hospitalized, and how many die. That's what we want to know. We don't want to know how many get sick. At this point in the game, which it's a game, in this point in the game, people should have already, government scientists, which we know, scientists have done their research and they know it's not deadly, okay? Except our government and mainstream media want to push this idea and scare the people to death. So they can continue to push these measures like face covering, distancing, closing everything, okay? Which is not necessary, because by this time, like I wanted to say, we should have immunity, herd immunity. And does anybody talk about herd immunity? Of course nobody talks about herd immunity. Who is talking about herd immunity? Have you heard about herd immunity? Anybody talking about herd immunity? You know what? That herd immunity should be so important at this point throughout the summer. That should have been the goal, to get herd immunity. They should have just totally opened everything up, everything, okay, except of course people that have immune deficiency or are, have preconditions. They should have been, of course, being careful. But the rest of the people should have been opened freely. Everybody should have been getting the virus because we have high immunity in the summer, and people could have kicked this virus in the butt. Okay, they could have. Now we're getting into the season again where people's immunity is going down, where people are getting sick already. And so now it is extremely hard again or not hard, but it is getting harder. People are getting sick. They get flus, they get, colds. And so now on top of it, they get tested every time they get a cold. Every time children get a cold, they get tested. And what is coming out? Of course, they're testing positive. Why? Because the virus is all over. The virus is all over. Shutdown or masks, mandates are not keeping the virus in check or is not killing the virus, people. What's killing the virus is immunity. And people need to learn that. I don't know why people don't want to wake up. Well, of course, it's not being preached in public media, right? It's not even preached by people that are trying to educate the masses, like people, independent people on YouTube. They are not even stressing the importance of herd immunity. And it needs to be stressed. It needs to be stressed. Of course, now it's going to get harder again because people get sick. But nevertheless, people should get sick. That's how they develop herd immunity. Every year people get sick. They get immune to the flu. And the next year we have a new flu. That's every year. Every year that's happening. Now, do I believe in people getting flu shots this year? No, I don't. I would not recommend it. Now, I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm a lay person. Why am I not recommending? Because research is already showing that people who are tested or who get the flu shot, they have a higher rate in getting upper respiratory infections, okay? Or flu. Upper respiratory flus, which is COVID is one of them. So if people get that because they have the flu shot and their immune system is already down, and then they get the COVID flu, of course, or the COVID virus, of course they're gonna get sick and get more sick than the regular people that have a good immune system. That makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, you don't have to be a professional to understand that one. But again, I want to stress herd immunity. Okay? Herd immunity. People, get some information on herd immunity. How is herd immunity built? Okay? When 60%, depending on the virus, 60 or 70% of the population have immunity to a virus, the rest of the people, even the ones that have a compromised immune system, are protected or more protected, okay? And we do have, if we have 80% of the population that get infected with the virus are not getting sick or even severely sick, okay? They don't even have any symptoms, then it is easy to get herd immunity. 80%, if 80% of the people get the virus and they can kick it in the bud, let them get it, for goodness sakes. Why are they so interested in avoiding herd immunity? You guys need to think about this. Why are they so horribly trying so hard to prevent herd immunity. But this is only one thing that I want to talk about. I came across an interview with this person that I have mentioned, I think, in one of my videos before, Daniele Ganser. And he is a historian, Swiss historian, who has done, I think his concentration of study is the United States, and the wars that the United States have been waging since the Second World War. And so his last book that came out was called Imperium USA. Okay, Imperium US, or Empire. Okay, Imperium USA is his German title, and the English title would be Empire USA. I don't think it's translated yet, but he's got English translations of his previous book already. It's called NATO's Secret Armies, Operation Gladio and Terrorism in, let's see, I need to check that out. Terrorism in Western Europe. That was one of his books. So, but this new book is focusing, of course, on the Empire USA and the U.S. Empire and how it developed since the Second World War. Very good book, I believe. I haven't read it yet. I ordered it, and I heard, like I said, an interview with him. Great interview he did with Ken FM, and the reason why it was so interesting for me, I knew about what his research was on how many wars the U.S. has waged and why he believes that the U.S. is an empire. But another thing that he actually maybe added in this book, is the fact that he believes that the United States is not a democracy anymore. It's an oligarchy. Oligarchy means that it is ruled by the elite, by an elite group of people that own most of the money. And through the pandemic, these people up on top, and we can find out, we know it. When you go to my Facebook group, Great Deceptions of the End Times, I post a lot of videos there. And I have that interview on there as well, if you German speaking, and I know a lot of my German speaker watch my English videos. I have the interview there. And so you can find the information, who are the richest people in the US or in the world, and how they gained immense more power and of course wealth through this pandemic. Of course, the highest people are Bezos, Musk, and who's the other one? Of course, oh my goodness, now I forgot the one for Microsoft. Oh, it doesn't matter, it'll come back. But so all these people are top people, and they gained even more money through this pandemic. So we had through this pandemic had a great wealth change from the middle class to, of course, this small 1% elite that is now running our government. And he is saying clearly that our government, okay, we don't have a dual system anymore, because both sides are run by the same people. Both sides are financed by the same people. So the reason why we're still having these, or like it seems that we have two parties, is because they want to keep people quiet. Because if that would come out, that one group would rule them all or run them all, then people, why would people vote? Now we're coming up to the votes pretty soon here, right? 2 weeks. And what do people vote for? What can we vote for? Okay, I know I cannot vote for Republicans anymore. I used to be a lot more Republican and a lot more for the people, but that has changed. The Republicans, I think I did find it wrong. I used to be more for Democrats because they used to be more the People's Party, okay, the Workers' Party. But that has changed. The Democrats have become the party for the liberals, for the liberal people. And when I talk about liberal, I'm talking about people with very open viewpoints when it comes to traditional values. Here it is, traditional values. They are mainly against traditional values, whether it be abortion, homosexuality, anything traditional, they are against, okay? And our young people are supporting that. Our young people are supporting that. We have still more older people, older generation, that are supporting traditional values. And at this point, these traditional values are supported by the Republicans. Okay, and so yes, they have divided this country very strongly, but at the same time, it only seems that these parties, are kind of divided or separate. But in reality, the people behind, the people with money, they are supporting both parties. And of course, if you have followed my videos, you know what I believe. Okay, you know that I believe all these people, these wealthy people, are all bowing down, of course, to Lucifer. And so we need to look at this new world order, which I believe has everything in its hands. Here in Germany as well, the German government is in the hands of the new world order. And who is it? It's the money. But of course, the money is not the end, as you know. Luciferian is Lucifer personally making the plans. Lucifer is controlling even these stinking, I shouldn't be saying that, but is controlling the elite. The elite are getting their power from Lucifer. And of course, I know papacy is right on top of this food chain. Okay, can I use food chain as well? Or a people chain, okay? This hierarchy. The further you go up, you have, of course, papacy way on top. I don't know if they're part of the top elite. I don't know about that, okay? Because we don't see very much. I mean, even the alternative media are not telling us. Okay, they are not allowed to tell us. But I am telling you, that is what I'm seeing. A lot of people see that everything boils down to papacy. That papacy is giving these people power. Okay, these people like Musk and Gates, Bill Gates, here's the name that I was looking for. They are all getting their power from papacy, who again is directly controlled, or some people even say, possessed by Satan himself, by Lucifer himself. Now, of course, I'm speculating, so don't independent fact checkers don't, take away this video. I mean, yes, people should know there's no proof. Okay, of course there's no proof. No, you think papacy wants us to know what's going on in papacy and who is running it and who's really on top? Of course not. These for me are speculations because of the Bible, because of what I read in the Bible. Because I read very strongly what I read, for instance, in Revelation 17 and 18. And if I compare that description in 17 and 18, with the Vatican, who wears purple and scarlet? Who is wearing pearls and gold and all that? That is the Vatican. Now, how do I know? Is it the Pope that's being controlled? Is it the Black Pope that's being controlled? But it's coming. It's coming from someplace. And somebody is in connection, has always been in connection with the Pope. We know it from the Middle Ages that the papacy had total control. We know that. And this total control, he continued in the shadow. And with that control, he controlled all, wealthy merchants, Okay, that's what really the Bible says. If you read in chapter Revelation 18, you see that the merchants of this world are standing afar. Why? Because they got the power from the Vatican to get powerful, to get the wealth they have, to control the world, okay, in place of papacy, in place of Lucifer. So that is what's going on. And it's interesting that this historian Dr. Daniele Ganser, that he is now publicly announcing that. But he forgets that the European countries are run by that system. And he forgets who is behind, this 1%. 1%. He's not going to say that. Who's behind this 1%, the money people that are, he's saying are running the two parties in the US. Also running the government in Europe. I know they're doing it in Germany. I know they're doing it in Switzerland, because he himself complained about this public broadcasting company in Switzerland that is supported by the people and are not allowing, the truth to come out. He said that in his interview as well. So even the public broadcasting in Switzerland and the Swiss government is in the hands of these elite. That these elite are international. Okay, he hasn't even talked about the people that are running the money system. Okay, he hasn't even started that one. Who is running our Federal Reserve and has been running the Federal Reserve for I don't know how long, ever since it was, of course, founded. He didn't bring that up. See, he's dancing around it as well. And he is not saying everything because he can't say everything, because he will be shut down. He is very careful what he leaks, in a sense, what he's leaking. But he doesn't want to be, locked up as well. So we need to be aware of that. As Christians, we need to be aware of that. Because what do we hear as Christians? We hear as Christians, oh, Trump is put in there by God. Oh, Trump is, what I just see just recently. Trump is keeping away the evil. Oh, people, come on. Trump hasn't done a thing. He has not done a thing since he came into office. Who is running this corona task force? Who is running CDC? It's not Trump. Trump hasn't done a thing. Trump has not done a thing. You know what? He's saying, oh, we have this great economy. We haven't had a great economy. That's what happened before 9/11, that the economy went down. The stock market went down. So, people wake up. Just before this corona crisis, the stock market went down, and they used the corona crisis to pump money into the economy. And now it looks worse than ever. They just pumped it a little, or they just pumped it full of money so they can keep it going for just a little longer. I don't know what their plan is, why they're trying to keep it up for a little longer. But be not fooled. This economy is not stable. And Biden is not going to bring this economy up. He's now saying, oh, he's going to make the economy, stimulate the economy again. No, Biden can't do it either. Neither can Trump. Because the economy is already collapsed. Has already collapsed. It's already dead, people. Okay? They're keeping it on an artificial life support. That's what it is, okay? On an artificial life support, but in reality, our economy is really dead. Our financial system is already dead, and people need to understand that. So it doesn't really matter what we are voting. The plan will continue the same thing. What this Daniele Ganser also said is it doesn't matter who is in power. Okay, doesn't matter whether the Republicans are in power or the Democrats. They will continue with their war plans. Okay, we know that during Obama's term, he did not stop any wars. In the opposite, he started even more wars. And I think he was probably the president with the most wars. So no, neither Democrats nor Republicans will stop the wars. They have never done that. Neither Democrats nor Republicans will stop abortion. It's always this, oh, Republicans are against abortions, and that's why I will vote Republican. No, that was never a determination why, who is reversing abortion. They will not reverse abortion. It will not happen. Neither one will do that. So that cannot be an indication why we are voting for anyone. Now, I have a tendency to right now think that Republicans are not as strict, not as controlling when it comes to the corona measures. That's what I'm seeing right now. Okay, that the Democratic governors are more strict than the Republican. Okay, they seem to be more relaxed. The Republicans are, whereas the Democrat. I live in Colorado, so our governor is seen as an emperor. He wants to do everything that the California governor is doing. So he's almost like a little puppet of the governor in California. I don't know. Maybe they have something in common. I don't know. But that's what my view is, that, and I see it with Biden again, that he is saying, oh, and he is going to mandate, nationwide mask mandate, and he is going to crack down on mask mandates and all these things, and restrictions about corona. He is going to stop this corona. Now again, what did I start out with? Corona. Okay, because that's a major thing, and I have already talked about that. Nobody can stop corona. Coronavirus will continue. You cannot eliminate coronavirus unless you are immune. Only immunity will stop coronavirus. Now, people, that has always been the case with every virus. Okay? The virus will be stopped when people are immune. And if you are hindering people to get the virus, or you hinder the spread of the virus, people, you will not get immunity. That's the way it is. And when Biden says stupid things like he is going to, control this virus or whatever, stop this virus, if he is not opening up, which he is not going to do, then we are not getting herd immunity. And there we've got it again. I am back to where I started from. Okay? So I have a more tendency to vote for Republicans at this point than for Democrats. Absolutely, because they're getting too ridiculous. They're saying they are liberal, but they are restricting other people who believe differently. This is what I'm seeing now coming out of the Democratic camp, okay? That they are restricting people's free will. If I do not believe in homosexuality, that should be my free will, my free choice. Now, I cannot discriminate, of course, or let's say I cannot disrespect people that believe in homosexuality. Okay? It is everybody's choice what they choose. It's choice. Okay? I choose to be homosexual. That is their choice. I do not choose to be homosexual. That is my choice. Okay? And we cannot put each other's down. And if I choose to be this way, nobody should force me to think differently. But it seems like the Democrats right now are more on the side that they are mandating how I should think, how I should believe. That's what it's boiling down to. I don't see that as much with the Republican side. If they're doing that, I will not even support their side either. I believe in choice. I believe in real choice. As long as it's not affecting somebody else. Okay? So as long as it's not affecting somebody else. And somebody, in that somebody, I include unborn children. Okay? Of course, we need to determine when a baby is a human being. Okay? Now, is a baby that can live, in a incubator when it is born, is it a human being? Of course. So a baby with 6 months can already live in an incubator, and even earlier babies can live in an incubator, 5 months. Okay, I don't know when you determine a baby is a baby. Okay, I believe an unborn baby is a human being, and it has just as much rights as a human being, whether it's a child or an adult. And that's what my belief is. Okay, have a discussion or whatever when a baby is a baby. I am not even going to go there because I haven't done it. It's not my decision to do that at this point. I haven't done the research. And this is not the topic of what I believe what I want to address right now anyways. Okay? So yeah, I am against abortion. I'm against abortion. But again, that shouldn't be a determination who I'm going to vote for. Why? Because it's already determined, and I have not seen anybody in any party to to go back to or take it out. No Republican president has ever attempted to take or reverse abortion. And that's pretty sad. That is very sad. It's a very sad thing that's going on in the United States. Or on the whole world. But the United States is actually pretty bad because they allow abortion all the way up to, I think, 9th month. And that is pretty bad. That is awfully bad, awfully bad, awfully bad. Anyways, I'm coming to an end right now. I've been babbling on other things. I wanted to focus, of course, on this Dr. Daniele Ganser. And of course, everything comes in with this corona thing again. Okay? So people wake up. Election is coming. I can't tell you what to do. I do not vote. I believe as a Christian, I should not vote. That's my belief. I don't think it's in the Bible. I am a citizen of heaven. That's what I believe. I'm a citizen of heaven. That's what the Bible says. We are not from this world. Okay? Abraham knew that. Abraham knew that he was not from this world. And, you know, I'm a child of Abraham. I don't believe I'm from this world. I'm waiting for my king from heaven. I've done videos about that. Jesus is the king, and I'm waiting for him and his return. Anyways, always let the Holy Spirit guide you.